Welcome back. So it's the end of the day and I'm going to be talking about the Clinique concealer and my thoughts on it after a 3-day wear test. So it's the end of the day and I'm going to be talking about the Clinique Smooth Line Concealer that I've been trying out now for 3 days and my thoughts regarding it. So on the first day I used it and my normal application, which is a dot right in my dark spot and at the outer corner, and it smoothed out very nicely. I didn't have any issues. It felt moisturizing. Everything went well. And I set it with my Too Faced Hanger 3-in-1. And everything went well. I had a little tiny bit of creasing at the end of the day, but it wasn't really bad. It still felt moisturizing and I didn't have any major big issues. Everything went fine. So on the second day, I did the exact same thing. I spread it with the 2 dots and everything went fine. And I set it with my by Terry Hyaluronic Hydra-Powder. And it didn't go as well. It looked okay. No big issues, but it did look dried out a bit at the end of the day, especially. And I had a bit of fine lines on the outer parts, and it just looked like I set it with powder. And considering I have very dry skin and I have dry under eyes, it just really showed. I don't think that for this concealer that using it with the Hydra-Powder set it very well. I think it was actually much better with the Too Faced Hangover. So on the third day, which is today, I did the exact same thing. I set it really nicely, the way I always do, the dot in the outer corner once again, and it spread out fine. I did, instead of using my finger, I did use a mini little blender, and it smoothed out really well. For the mini blender, I used a little bit of water, but I also used the Too Faced Hangover. And I set it by just patting it and spreading a little bit with it, and it worked out really well that way. And I did set a little tiny bit on the outside, not right where I have that crease right here. I didn't really go there too much because I know that's my biggest issue, that I always have that crease right there, and if I can avoid anything there, I try to. But I digress. So I did set a little bit with a little bit of the Hydra-Powder, and it looked a lot better, and it looks a lot better even at the end of the day after 8 hours of wear. I have a little bit of dryness, I would say, like towards the bottom part where I set it with the powder. So at this point I know 100% I wouldn't use powder again. I would just have to stick with the Too Faced. It just seems to work better for dry under eyes, in my opinion. So my final thoughts on the Clinique Line Smoothing Concealer. So according to the website, let's see, it says it's an oil-free formula, actually bridges fine lines and wrinkles, smoothing and minimizing them for an instantly firmer look. Skin brightening ingredients help counteract shadows, reduce redness, give skin more even tone. Ophthalmologist tested, long-lasting and buildable. Okay, so I do feel that it does go on very smooth. Very creamy and very smooth. You can actually put a little bit on and pat it. Just warm your fingers and pat as much coverage as you need. And if you need to shear it out, it's very easy to do. If you want to leave a thicker If you want to leave it with the full opacity, then it might be a little bit hard to get away with if you have wrinkles under your eyes, but you can try it. I normally don't have too much darkness under my eyes, so I don't need too much other than in this right area here and right here, and on the outer parts, just to brighten it up. You know, I do have a little bit of sinking there, so I do like to brighten that up and pop it out. Now, I would say that I would recommend this. I think it's hydrating. I think that it doesn't leave too much of a cakiness. I do like that it has like a peachish tone to it, and that it does cover the darkness pretty well. Definitely I would recommend using it with the Too Faced or some other setting spray that you may like. This one is hydrating, and this is the one that I use, so I usually use this as my go-to. Now, as far as would I buy it again? I would buy this again. I think that it's really easy to use. It's kind of one of those things that is, how should I say? It's very dependable, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, I know if I'm in a rush and I need concealer right away, that I can just put it on really fast and it'll blend fast and I can go. And I think I really like that about this. Also, it's creamy. It's not going to take away all the hard work of all the lotion and cream and everything I put under my eyes. Isn't just going to be destroyed in one sitting. So, yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts. I don't have too many negatives about it. Surprisingly, I don't have too many. I mean, I guess it could be a little bit more hydrating, like a cream. I don't have too many complaints about it. I think it's a great little concealer, and I do recommend it for anybody over 50 or even younger. I don't know how it would work on oily skin, but for dry, it works very well. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. And if not, then thank you for being here anyways. Ciao.